Saurabh, I still remember on January 6th morning, January 5 was the last day of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. On January 6th morning, Saurabh sends me one good morning and he said, "How's the cricket fan in you?" I said, "Dead." That's probably what most of the Indian cricket fans might have felt. As in, like, I'm not speaking for everyone, but people kind of wanted this series more than anything else. Like, if you had asked 4 months ago whether you wanted the Champions Trophy or the Border Gavaskar Trophy, I personally would have chosen Border Gavaskar Trophy. And to see that, 10-year dominance over Australia, to see it extend would have been great. But like Kingshuk said, like you said, hope kills. That's the lesson for the new year. Kingshuk, don't hope anything good. Just let it come as it comes. Predictions here, Saurabh, I think if we go back to our Sledging Room podcasts from 2 months ago, Saurabh said 4-1.
In India's favor.
In India's favor.
Yeah.
So he has already, been proved wrong. A big humble pie that he will probably eat later in the day.
Some 2 kg humble pie.
2 kg humble pie. And also, Kingshuk, you said 3-2.
In India's favor.
In India's favor.
So maybe 500 grams humble pie for him also.
And also my prediction, which was 3-2 in Australia's favor.
So 100 grams
giving
humble
India
pie.
that one extra test match win. It could have been easily 4-1 at the end of the series if that Brisbane hadn't been rain affected. But Saurabh, Kingshuk, quickly, if you have to assess where it all went wrong. Now, is it a collective issue? Can you pinpoint fingers at a couple of people? How do you want to look at this, big series defeat? It's probably an embarrassment for India. Can we say that? I don't know. But how do you both want to look at it? Like, is there a specific reason or is it a collective failure?
This is a collective failure. And if you want me to look at this series, this is a historic low for us. Because you lose a home test series to New Zealand 3-0. Then you go to Australia and then you lose 3 test matches. Last time when this Indian test team lost 3 test matches in back-to-back series, it was in 1976. So you can see how low we have gone further.
So nearly like 50 years back.
Exactly.
Now, for people who have grown up watching MS Dhoni lead the teams in Sena countries, isn't this a better thing to witness? Like, at that time, you wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, Australia are already 500 for 3. And then your Pankaj Singhs, RP Singhs and all of them come. They don't look like taking a wicket. But why do you want to call it a historic low then? As in, like, 10 years ago, you were not even competing in Australia.
No, but what happened after those 10 years?
Yeah, that's the context. Na?
Yeah. I mean, Virat Kohli took over the test team. Ravi Shastri was the head coach. You go to Australia, wicket bhaad mein gaya. You win the 2-1 test series. Coincidentally, on the day when we are recording this podcast, exactly 6 years ago, this Indian team under Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri won their first ever series win in Australia, test series win in Australia.
That was after the Sydney draw.
Sydney draw in 2019. Same date.
New Year's test.
Yeah.
6th.
7th Jan. It was washed out due to rain, kind of. And you won the series.
Yeah.
And see where we have come in from last 6 years.
Yeah.
You won 2 BGTs. One with Virat Kohli at the helm of affairs. Second with Ajinkya Rahane at the helm of affairs.
Yeah.
What a series that was. Broken, bruised, battered, but we fought back.
Yeah.
There were so many debutants. An absolutely inexperienced bowling lineup. And you win the series. What happens here? Your coach boasts too much. First, before going to the series, he's like, okay, New Zealand played well. No problem. We are going there. And I know my team has the capability to bat for 2 days to draw a test match. Or win a test match in a session also. Okay?
You lost a test match in a session there.
Yeah.
That happened.
Your captain, Rohit Sharma, he scored 31 runs. The opposition captain, who is a premium fast bowler, Pat Cummins, his highest score was more than your series tally. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Virat Kohli, the king of cricket as they call him, scored a century on Perth when the wicket had gone absolute flat. After that, 8 dismissals on the same way, in the same way. Scott Boland even comes out and says, for Virat Kohli, we know what we have to do to get him out. And the next morning, he comes and does the same, gets Virat Kohli out. Fine. So this is a collective failure. How long will you carry Rohit and Virat when they are not scoring runs? Rohit has been scoring runs. He has not scored runs in the last two series. Fine. Yeah. But his captaincy has been abysmal.
Picking up from where Saurabh left, he spoke about how long do we continue with these underperforming stars. Kingshuk, I just want to ask you, when Gautam Gambhir was asked after the Sydney test, after the end of the test series, that where do you look at this team in 6 months' time? He said it's too early to probably talk about transition, but India are heading into a new World Test Championship cycle. We don't have a test match after this before the final. Obviously, India haven't qualified for the final. It will be South Africa versus Australia. So, is it not time to look at fresh faces and build towards the next World Test Championship? Or should we keep on saying, oh, it's not time for transition and delay the tough calls? How do you look at it?
That is where my problem essentially lies.
Yeah.
That a lot of discussion in this series has been focused on Rohit and Kohli. That they have not batted well.
Shouldn't it be?
It should be, but where does the problem start?
Hmm.
The problem starts with the team management, where Gautam Gambhir, Ryan Descartes, Abhishek Nair and Morny Morkel have looked clueless.
Can you explain who does what in that team management?
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows. There is not a set role.
Who's the batting coach? Who's the bowling coach?
And that's the worst thing, right?
Yeah.
It's
See, from the way India, sorry to interrupt you there, from the way India played there, I think Morne Morkel took care of batting responsibilities, Ryan Dosta took care of bowling responsibilities, and Gautam Gambhir, I don't know, probably
Nair was for the vibes.
Nair was.
But
Yeah.
Saurav spoke about the Boland trap. Basically, that they explained that we keep the line straight to Kohli.
Yeah.
When he settles in, we just push it outside off stump and Virat Kohli edges the ball and gets out.
Live television में this was.
Live television में बोल के चला गया. Next दिन सुबह को आके वही out करके निकल गया. 8 out of 9 times is how Kohli has been dismissed. You could not solve that technical problem over 5 tests. 10 innings. Are you kidding me? That conjecture is just a big problem of mine. In fact, when Gautam Gambhir comes at a press conference before the Sydney Test match, he is happy that India are 1-2 down in this Test series and that the Indian team has the challenge in front of themselves to draw 2-2 and retain the trophy. Australia did not have openers before this series and they came up with 2 of them.
Yeah.
What did we do? Our lineup was the most settled of all. We thought that when Gambhir and Rohit go to batting conditions that are more suited to them, they will score runs.
Looking at your points, taking forward that point, this tour has been only about image management for Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir. Let me be very frank here.
Yeah.
When it was 1-1, Rohit Sharma came out and said, oh, this is the best we can be. Of course, when you thought of Melbourne and Sydney, after the first 3 tests, it was 1-1. When you thought of Melbourne and Sydney, traditionally, good places for India, traditionally more favorable conditions, not as fast as Perth, not as fast as an Adelaide pitch when it's a pink ball. But after that, like you said, would Gautam Gambhir have said the same thing when he was sitting outside as a commentator and Ravi Shastri was there as coach? Tell me if Ravi Shastri had said, okay, we are still in the race, it's 1-2, it's fine, we don't have to worry much. He would have ripped Ravi Shastri apart on live television. Right?
And he's done that before.
He has done
that before. There's a famous clip that goes around where he says that Ravi Shastri only thinks that his team is the best because he's won nothing in his entire career.
Exactly.
And Ravi Shastri did give you a couple of wins, like some random wins, I think. Did not do much as a coach. But, I mean, in all fairness to Ravi, he transformed the entire Indian team, and after these 2 series against New Zealand and Australia, it feels that work has been undone. That is my biggest problem.
You know what? Sunil Gavaskar, legendary Sunil Gavaskar, speaking to India Today, he raised a very important point, saying that why should we not ask the coaches the question? In these shows, he meant the broadcast shows, we always keep talking about, where will Virat Kohli go next? Where will Rohit Sharma go next? But should we not ask the same question to Gautam Gambhir? It's not been like yesterday he took over as coach and this was his first tour. He had the time to plan. We have heard stories from Ravi Shastri and Bharat Tarun like how they planned for Border Gavaskar Trophy, which was January, from IPL time that year. Where was all that? Where has all that gone? Like you rightly pointed out, I think this team management, I'm not just blaming Gautam Gambhir or Abhishek Nair or anyone here, this team management of Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir have undone all the good work that was done in the last few years, especially with the test team.
No, one of my biggest gripes is that, sorry, I know Saurav wanted to pitch in, but one of my biggest gripes is that
Yeah.
when we did that analysis for MCG test where we looked at the data on how the patterns of bowling and the batting and the wicket has changed. If I can find that data out, or we can find that data out, the Indian team can find that too.
Yeah.
And using that data, what they do is that on a absolute seeming track, they opt to bowl two spinners. That doesn't make any sense for me. Ravi Shastri, Virat Kohli were famously criticized for their horses for courses approach. That team lineup was not settled on and whatever. Gautam Gambhir did the same too. The difference is that Virat and Shastri won. You did not. And you deserve all the criticism. But every time that you come out at a press conference, you are so aggressive that you try to, shy away from the conversation where you don't accept responsibility at all, which you kind of were very vocal about while commentating before this.
Absolutely. I mean, for Gautam Gambhir, when I see Gautam Gambhir, the commentator, and when I see Gautam Gambhir, the coach, these are two different personalities for me. And the double standards in what he says as a head coach, when he comes out for a press conference, when he was asked about Rohit Sharma, will Rohit Sharma play the next test? Oh, we will decide after seeing the pitch. Where in this world will you see a coach coming in and saying that the captain of the side, his position is not certain, his position will be decided after seeing the pitch condition.
Yeah.
He's the captain. He is the one who is going to sit with you and make the playing 11, right?
Yeah. And what about that nasty drama that took over? That
Oh
took
my
place?
God.
Second day of the test match, your
You know,
captain comes out
I-
and does an interview. Yeah, okay, it was okay. You wanted to clarify what was being said, Saurabh. But the second part of the interview,
You know what? I will be very frank with you. This series has actually thrown Indian cricket into tatters, saying that, come on, it's not Indian cricket. It is Rohit Sharma, it's Gautam Gambhir, it's Virat Kohli. The PRs are working for Rohit Sharma. Oh my God, you dropped yourself. Great. Bumrah comes in as a captain. He says, Rohit has been selfless. He's our leader. He takes the decision. Fine. Pant comes in
Full
the press
stop
conference.
then. Yeah.
After day one, he comes and says, I understand. Day 2 morning, Rohit Sharma, he is saying, मैं किधर भी नहीं जा रहा. Boss, you're not scoring runs.
Yeah.
31 runs in the whole test series.
Yeah.
You don't know how to make field placements. You don't know how to manage the workload of Jasprit Bumrah. What are you up to? And then, my biggest problem with him was he constantly threw the youngsters under the bus. So he's saying, ये नए लड़कों को ना अभी कप्तानी के लिए ना कमाना पड़ेगा. मैंने कमाया था. You did not earn test captaincy.
Yeah.
You were gifted test captaincy. Saurav Ganguly gifted you test captaincy.
Yeah.
You were a good limited overs coach. You won 5 IPLs. That is why you got test captaincy.
Yeah.
And then who are you questioning? So let me be very, very clear.
Yeah.
So who are the captaincy contenders? Bumrah.
Rishabh Pant.
Bumrah.
Yeah, Bumrah.
India's best test player, the only hope you had in this test series. Fine.
Yeah.
So are you saying he has not earned it?
I don't think he meant Bumrah, but even if you look at the
that
rest.
That is what I'm asking. I don't know who he meant. Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant has more overseas hundreds than you have test hundreds.
Yeah.
Okay? Fine. Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill was promoted as the vice captain of Indian side in limited overs by the same management.
Yeah.
So you and Gambhir must have sat, or Dravid must have sat and decided, this guy has leadership abilities. Let's give him the chance. Let's groom him.
Yeah.
Under yourself. Fine. These three. After that, KL Rahul. You have made him a captain earlier. You have made him a vice captain. Hardik Pandya. Who are you talking about? Because I don't think he was talking about a Sundar.
Yeah.
Jadeja is too old for that. Fine. Jaiswal is a young guy who's doing good with the bat.
Nor about Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
Nitish Shetty was a debutant in this series. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then he says, ये रूम में बैठ के जो लोग लिखते हैं लैपटॉप पे ये क्या डिसाइड करेंगे? Boss, we are not deciding that. Your performance is deciding that.
Yes.
आपका रन नहीं बन रहा है.
Yeah.
आपसे परफॉर्मेंस नहीं हो रहा है. Which Indian captain lost 6 test matches in 8 test matches? Tell me.
MS Dhoni.
Yeah, MS Dhoni. I agree. But then MS Dhoni used to win you home series.
But MS Dhoni did leave after that.
And MS Dhoni did not lose a home series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lost a home series 3-0.
Yeah.
What
MS
are
Dhoni
you
lost
up
to
to?
England, no?
England. Yeah.
Yeah, he lost to England, but he whitewashed Australia at home.
Yes. After that.
Yeah. Where are you? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Virat Kohli. Okay. So these media reports that Kohli might be the Mr. Fix-It. We don't know if it's true or not. We don't know. We don't verify that claim. But what is that nonsense? When will you score runs, sir? You are the king. For all the antics you pull on the field, fine. You are shouldering a 19-year-old kid. Fine, I agree. that you wanted to do aggression, you want to have aggression.
Yeah, but
But-
physical contact ideally should not have
It should not happen. Where is your bat? Why is the bat not talking? Earlier you used to do this. You used to point your bat and say, oh, मैं run बना रहा हूँ. Where is that?
Yeah.
You're showing the sandpaper gate. Come on,
He's
yaar.
showing the sandpaper gate when Australia are 50 for
Yeah.
1, chasing 162
They are winning
in
it.
6 overs. I did not understand that at all.
Gautam Gambhir, as a head coach, you know, I
I think actually Virat meant that we don't have sandpaper, that's why you're not taking wickets.
okay, fine.
So
My simple thing is, Akshay, I listened to you asked him that is it too late or too early for the transition?
Yeah.
I believe the transition should happen now. You
So
can't-
you're basically saying no place for Virat and Rohit in the Test team from here on.
No, not
that-
at all.
Yeah.
Why? Because I have heard a lot of former cricketers, Gavaskar, Manjrekar, come out and say, somebody should play Ranji, somebody should play County. When will they play County? When will they play Ranji? Do you both think that these two will go back and hone their skills in red ball cricket by playing County or Ranji? Tell me.
See,
I'm asking you both.
it's not about
We kind of know the answer for that, but it would be ideal. It would be the best thing to do.
Why? How
Like
will
some-
they do it? Akshay, how
Why
will they do
not?
it? So they will have to play the England ODIs,
January
which
23
is Jan end.
is the first Ranji Trophy, is the first round of
Yeah.
the last phase of Ranji Trophy.
Yeah.
January 23.
So you don't want to give them a rest before they get into the ODI scheme of things with
for scoring 190 runs, you need
no, but
rest.
that's still 5 tests. I don't think like people can afford to get into Ranji and then play ODIs, then Champions Trophy, then IPL, then in England.
See, this is simple. If you want your Test careers to be prolonged, you need to take a call as to which is important. That is exactly what Mr. Sunil Gavaskar said. He also told the BCCI, don't be cheerleaders.
Absolutely.
Put
right.
the foot down. Yes, I clearly know that, we all know that last year, former BCCI secretary and the now ICC chairman Jay Shah told specifically that domestic cricket is important, and a couple of players were also stripped of national team contracts. Ishan Kishan and Shreya Iyer for not doing that. And it was so heartening to see a lot of these senior players coming and playing the Duleep Trophy. Despite the format being altered for the inclusion of superstars, we didn't see a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli.
And apparently Jadeja's name was in one of the squads.
Yeah.
It was taken off after Virat and Rohit did not play.
Of course. Ashwin did not play.
Yeah.
Bumrah, we understand, need not play. But do you think, do you think they will come out and play in these? Like, why can't they play? That's was your argument.
My
right?
question is that how does playing one round of Ranji Trophy in Indian domestic conditions help at all? Like, I still understand the county part. I can agree with the county part.
County looks
that-
unlikely now.
Right.
It will happen during the IPL.
Right? So,
the Chiteshwar Pujaras and the
so
Ajinkya
that
Rahanes
is-
probably might go
so
there.
that is my exact point for the Ranji as well. Like, if you want them to play a 3-match ODI series against England, then Champions Trophy, they simply don't have enough time. What I think might happen or should happen is that they sit with analysts and talk it through. Like, we know that Virat has one problem. So that's fixable. Rohit has a host of problems. He can't play short ball, he can't play full ball, he can't play Yorker, he can't play slowers, etc. etc. That is where the call needs to be made. Ki listen, why don't you take some rest, go to domestic, work on your technique. We don't want you to play this much in these series, and maybe leave the England series alone. Play from the domestic ones.
Yeah, he makes a valid point here because Rohit himself said when Pujara and Rahane were not in consideration for, like, say now it's been 2 years since they have probably not
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
And he himself said, okay, the door is not closed on anyone. If they keep performing, we'll bring in them back. Probably Bumrah should say that to Rohit. The door is not closed on Rohit. Probably after the England tour, if he does well, he can have a comeback. But if you look at this, you pointed out that there is probably not enough time. Even if they play one round of Ranji Trophy, it's probably not going to help them. At this stage, I'm asking, that's why I'm asking, when there is no time, and when you have a big series like England, and the start of a new cycle, right? What would you tell someone like Abhimanyu Ishwaran, someone like Sarfaraz Khan, who performed very well for you in the home season, but he goes there and he warms the benches for all five tests. Now at the start of the new cycle, won't these players be feeling bad if you continue with these two players despite no evidence of improvement? You will not have any evidence of improvement because there is no room for any evidence of improvement. If Virat comes out and scores a 40 ball 100 in the IPL, That doesn't mean that he can go to England and poke at deliveries outside the off stump, because these two formats are different. Like Saurabh pointed out, Rohit Sharma was a very good Test captain. But on what merit was he
White
given?
ball captain.
White ball captain. But on what merit was he given Test captaincy? Are we going to make that mistake again? They come back and score a couple of hundreds in the Champions Trophy and they say, oh, we are back in form and they're automatic selection for England. Is that how it's going to be? Or we should look beyond them?
See, selection drama, though, I think we should just stay away from, because it's so murky. You had a Tanush Kotiyan doing well in the domestic series.
Yeah.
You could have easily given him a call-up.
Yeah.
You brought in Sundar, undermined Ashwin, which resulted in Ashwin's retirement mid-series.
Yash
And-
Dayal was a player
Yash
who was
Dayal-
part of the Test squads at home.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be seen in Australia.
Nowhere to be seen in Australia. You wanted to fast-track Arshdeep,
You
sent him
made
to
him play
county,
Duleep Trophy.
and then he's absolutely again nowhere. It's just confusing for me. Like, this this is the biggest pool of players that India have taken to Australia.
Yeah.
18 plus reserves.
You know, when they picked 18 members, I knew that this was going to come. You take 16 members, 15 members, probably have a couple of reserves. That's probably what most touring teams do.
And
This is not the COVID era also, where you can't fly players. When you wanted Tanush Kotiyan, you brought him out in 2 days, right? But why pick 18 members? Who makes these calls?
And also, you are selecting players based on their secondary skill.
Yeah.
It's like saying that I have taken Jaiswal because he can give me 4 overs. That doesn't make any sense. If you wanted to play a batter, you should have chosen a specialist batter, host of which were available in the team. Sarfaraz, Jurel, Iswaran, multiple positions could have been taken care of. And if you wanted a bowler who could have given you 10 plus overs, then again, a host of options were available to you. And that just did not happen. So I just do not want to get into the selection drama.
But yeah, before we get into anything else,
Yeah.
can we just close that one out? Do you see Virat and Rohit playing in England? As in, do you want them? As in, like, anything might happen, but do you want them to play in England?
See, if I am BCI,
Yeah.
I will ask Virat to play one test and retire. I will not give Rohit anything.
One test series and retire.
One
One
test,
match.
one test
One
and-
match and retire.
One match
But then
and
can
retire.
you
Give him
afford
the
that in
James
England?
Anderson treatment.
Yeah.
Can you afford that in England?
Yes, why not? Let me be very frank with you.
What
So
if he scores 100 there?
No, whatever he does. If you want to be a giant like you were, you have to take those calls.
Yeah.
We won 2011 World Cup. Fine. Because we dropped players, we dropped seniors and we pulled in youngsters with the seniors, and the seniors who were there, they were scoring runs.
Yeah.
Sachin was scoring runs.
Yeah.
It was not like he was carried by Dhoni and the team. Fine.
Yeah.
So if you want to become world champion, because this is start of new cycle, do not take this as one series.
Yeah.
Take it as your test cricket future.
Of course.
And more than that, it's not just about batting, you're bowling also. How long can Bumrah be your only bowler who picks up wickets? How long will you carry Siraj? Siraj did good in the last 2 test matches. Before that, what did he do? Akashdeep was very unlucky. Fine. Prasidh Krishna, sometimes he was good, sometimes he was absolutely, I don't know what.
But
what
is
was.
it not too unfair to judge Prasidh Krishna on one test?
I'm not judging Prasidh Krishna. I am saying you have a pool of bowlers. You have someone like Mukesh Kumar. Why not give them chances?
Yeah. After doing well, he got Virat Kohli out like Scott Bowler.
Yeah,
Could have done that to Steve
That's why
Smith.
he was dropped.
That's why you
No,
probably.
that is what I am asking.
Yeah.
And if you talk about Virat and Rohit, Indian cricket is much bigger than any Virat, any Kohli, any Sachin. Fine.
Is it really?
It is.
Doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like this. This is the problem.
Yeah.
It should not look like it, but this looks like that only. And BCI, as Mr. Gavaskar said, I am not saying this. Mr. Sunil Gavaskar said, BCI, please make calls.
Yeah.
Please don't be cheerleaders. Stop this superstar culture in the Indian team. If you actually want to become a team which wins big tournaments.
Yeah.
Because you tell me, you're talking about England series. Fine. You take Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Abhi Kingfish pointed out that you pick players based on their secondary skill. Why? Because you had a top order with Rohit and Virat who were not scoring runs, aging. And Virat has a problem with technique. Rohit's fitness.
Yeah.
He comes to the press conference. He's in the field. He has the bat. It looks like he's just not there. Physically and mentally, he's just not there. The amount of, what should I say? The amount of confidence Rohit had that in interview on the second day of Trinity Test. Wish he had this interview while he was captaining the side in the previous test matches.
Yeah.
It did not look like it. When Rohit had to defend himself, Because for him it was like, नहीं मेरे को ड्रॉप नहीं कर सकता कोई, मैंने खुद को ड्रॉप किया, because मैंने कॉल लिया सिलेक्टर से बात करके.
Yeah, and the most
Selector
irritating
is
part
also your
of
friend.
the
Yeah.
most irritating part of that was, okay, come out and say that you've been dropped. That's all very good, but who are you to say that? Okay, 6 months में anything can happen. This is no, I'm not retiring. Okay, you don't retire, but I hope the selectors make this bold call of not picking him again in Test cricket. And I would want Virat to play probably one more series or one more cycle. But provided Saurabh, he makes a call. Don't play the second half of IPL. Go and play county.
Oh, is it going to happen?
Nice. It might not happen, but if you want to show commitment, if you want to play a couple more years of Test cricket, there is no other way you can do that. Or sit with some analysts, take a 14-day break from any series you want. Don't play the England ODIs. You are an ODI great. You can come back and you can come to the Champions Trophy on those wickets in Dubai and score runs. Don't play the Champions Trophy. Work towards, strengthening your red ball skills. If you show that commitment,
It's about
I still
prioritizing,
think-
basically.
yeah,
You're
that's what I'm saying.
Prioritize a format.
yeah, prioritize. You're not already playing T20Is. Okay? One half of the IPL, yes, RCB management will not agree to it. But if you really want yourself to, come back to Test cricket and do what you did like 4 years ago, you need to prioritize, and there is no time before England tour. If you want to be on that plane to England, you need to show that you really want it. That's my opinion about this. But with Rohit, I think, okay, let's be fair. Rohit has had a very recent problem. Virat has been having these problems for say 4 years. Rohit just for the last 2 series. He has been India's best batter. He was India's best batter in the World Test Championship cycle. We both will agree. We all will agree to that. But at 37, do you want to persist with an opener, or do you want to, try out new people? It's not like India don't have backup openers. They have so many people like Abhimanyu Easwaran, who was with the squad, Sai Sudarshan, who was there. Shubman Gill probably make him open again. Tell him that you don't have to do this number 2, number 3 drama. Get back to where you felt most comfortable and score some runs.
You know what I would do instead?
Yeah.
I would go the England way. I will say the youngster should be at number 4. The more experienced player gets to number 3. So Joe Root at number 3, Brook at number 4. Similarly, Kohli at number 3, Shuman at number 4.
1.4 overs, 1 for 3.
हो सकता है, that's
Whoever
very
is there
possible.
coming
Very
in.
possible.
You know-
See, for England series,
Yeah.
I have always been a believer. I actually wanted to crack this joke. That players are
Yeah.
they can return to form in their home tests. So 100% play Virat Kohli. Drop Rohit Sharma from
When
the
you
England.
say that, you're gonna say a joke and then say something like
it
this.
is so long. It got long
It
drawn, and I
doesn't,
lost track of it.
Yeah.
So
It's like Gautam Gambhir saying that, we can defend 300 in a day and then
Yeah.
score 400 in 2
Again,
sessions.
दो दिन गौती भाई को बैट करना था to save the test match. Could have done that in Sydney.
Again, with Gautam
Nahi
Gambhir
hua.
also, when you're talking about the future of Rohit and Virat in Test cricket, let's talk about the future of Gautam Gambhir in Test cricket. So
Should
you
we
have
have
3
split
series.
captains?
Test
Split
only
coaches?
test.
Yeah, only Test cricket I'm
No,
talking about right
white
now.
ball. I
ODI
think
भी हार गए हो उधर.
ODI हार
It's
गए
okay,
हो,
it's
but
okay.
still you just had one ODI series. Fine.
that was the first assignment as well.
Fine. Now give Gambhir this ODI series against England. Give him Champions
Champions
Trophy.
Trophy,
Please give him that.
definitely.
But Test series, fine. You have played 10 Test matches. Won 3 of them.
Yeah.
Lost 6 of them.
Yeah.
2 against Bangladesh.
And one of them was bailed out by your lower order. R. Ashwin
And-
scored runs.
Yeah, and one draw thanks to the rain of
Brisbane. Rain in Brisbane.
Fine.
That also we were losing.
So we need to have this conversation about Gautam Gambhir as a head coach of Test team. You did great as an IPL mentor, not as a coach.
Yeah.
They had a coach, Chandrakant Pandit. You get roped in as a Masiha,
Yeah.
that he's going to revamp everything.
Now, more importantly, he was about to take tough calls. That was what was expected of him.
You know, tough calls.
What was the tough call in KKR? If you could
No,
like,
not
point me at
KKR.
one,
Not
one
KKR.
point.
The Indian team. From how he had been outspoken over the years.
उसके
How
बाद
he had
podcast कर
spoken
दिया ना
against the
विराट के साथ.
superstar culture. Tell Gautam Gambhir that Dhoni hit the winning 6. Probably that will irk him so much. But the same thing happens, right? The same superstar culture is being followed in the Indian cricket team.
My biggest problem with this Rohit and Gambhir duo was, before the series started, there was only one player that Australians were talking about, batting, Rishabh Pant. That Pat Cummins said, we have to keep him quiet. And they did keep him quiet.
Yeah.
But how? Because there was a coach and a captain who were just not sure of how to use their best batter. Australia, they gave Travis Head the freedom to go about his business the way he wants to.
Yeah.
When Rishabh Pant failed playing those shots, even we were angry. But when you're sitting in that dressing room, You know, Rishabh Pant is a player who plays those shots. Yes, match situation is a different thing. But why will a captain come in a press conference and say, कौन सा dismissal? आज वाला या पहला वाला? When you yourself threw your wicket away in last 3 innings, how dare you question the best batter? India's best batter in last 3 tours of Australia.
At least Rishabh had the
And if
ability to
if
clear
it not
the
went for
30
if it not for Rishabh, your Sydney test would have looked like an absolute hammering from Australia. The knock that Rishabh Pant played made your total look somewhat respectable.
I think that analyst Prasanna, who is on YouTube, you must listen to him if you know Tamil, but he very well pointed out that with players like Rishabh Pant, you should not tell them how to play. You should not tell them, curb your instincts. Instead, tell him which shots to play. If they have a packed offside, ask him to hit it in the leg side. He's not a one-dimensional player. He's a versatile player who can use 360 degrees. So instead of telling him not to play the shot, tell him which shot to play. That I thought was a very, very fair assessment. Like Travis said, he looks ugly. He looks like, he looks like he's not cut for test cricket.
And Travis Head is the biggest example of where he was not backed under jail.
Yes.
And he did not do well at all.
Yes.
The second jail goes out, McDonald and Cummins come together and say that do your thing. We don't want you to defend. We don't want you to better your defensive technique. We just want you to score runs. And then he gives them a series of ICC trophies that Australia has seen in the recent
absolutely.
past.
Yeah,
That's actually a very good point.
I wish Langer was there. I wish
Langer is still there. With
Not
Rishabh.
with the
With
dressing room.
Rishabh.
At LSG.
At LSG.
Yeah, and then Tim Payne was leading the side. This Pat Cummins is a bad luck for India, pata hai.
No, but you have to Lord Cummins for what he has done. As a cricket fan, stop thumping your chest.
I'm just mesmerized the second you even I think about Pat Cummins.
Absolutely
the very
inspirational stuff.
And you know what? Probably
I have to bring this.
Yeah.
Pat Cummins comes to an India tour, loses his mother, loses his series. Then what he has done in his life? He has won the WTC. He has won the ODI World Cup. He was not the captain T20 World Cup, so they lost it. He wins the BGT after 10 years.
No, you were telling me about that part where Cummins speaks about that also.
So before the Sydney test, Cummins comes for the post-match, pre-match press conference, the captain's press conference, and he is asked, Cummins, how are you going to manage your workload? That was the question. Saying that you go and play to Sri Lanka. Cummins was very confident and very clear. He's like, we will look to win this test match, seal our spot for WTC cycle. Then I'm expecting my second kid. I missed the childhood of my first kid. And since my mother passed away, I know what to prioritize and when to prioritize. So now I am not going to Sri Lanka. Hopefully I'm not going to Sri Lanka. Maybe Head or Smithy will captain the side. And I am going to be with my family. And then again, I will go and play the Champions Trophy.
this is how you walk the talk.
This is how you walk the talk. The clarity you have. When he dropped Mitchell Marsh, he was very clear that Marsh is a great...
Marsh said he dropped himself and then he gave a press conference. The next day. You guys didn't listen to it.
Yeah. Cummins was very, very clear. He's like, Marsh is a great lad, but the runs are not coming. And we needed someone, so he's not playing this match. And we have got Bo Webster, who comes and delivers a match-winning knock for you.
Even after the first test match, the Perth loss, when Cummins is asked about the same things, that what the hell happened? You have not played for the last 4 months. You are unprepped. Everybody is underprepared. He says, listen, our methods were right. The scorecard makes us look very bad, but we were not as bad. We trust our process. We trust our methods. Our execution was faulty and we will work on that.
Despite listening to this, Kingshuk wrote a copy for IndiaToday.in.
Who was made to write a copy. You have to speak this.
Why India could go on to win 5-0. How can you, face the camera after having written that piece?
Full disclaimer, and I've gotten a lot of stick on this podcast and the podcast comments that who is this idiotic guy on the left who has done this. I did not want to write the copy. I tried to
but
argue
you know what?
you can't stop me when I'm saying it.
Probably if Rohit had not come back, it would have been 5-0. But you know what? Kingshuk pointed out another very good thing. Before he makes the revelation, I'm cutting him off there. He pointed out one very good thing. You know what? How Australian team management and the Indian team management have looked completely, like chalk and cheese. Like Melbourne and Sydney
is the opposite end of the spectrum for Indian team management. And
traditionally known for a little flat decks, and Sydney is known to assist spin. When Australia were 2-1 up, they could have safely given a flat track where they could have hung around for a draw. No. We will continue to eliminate Indian spin threat. Despite looking at that pitch, you picked 2 spinners, which is a questionable call. And they eliminated that spin threat. It's not about spinners taking 20 wickets in the series. It's about giving the fast bowlers that breather by holding one end, which is exactly what Ashwin did in 2019, 2021. Did a wonderful job in Melbourne. Go back and see that Melbourne test and see this Melbourne test. He was a brilliant support. He picked wickets as well. But India wanted to eliminate that. They knew that Shami was not going to be there. Bumrah probably half it, 50% of Siraj was going to be the threat, and they eliminated it. They could have gone safe with Sydney, but they took the bold call and hammered us 3-1.
In terms of team selections also, it's just confusing. Like I said, that I do not want to get into that argument or that discussion because like something bad comes out of me. Not only did you go to the pitch on that particular day, test match day, and see green track, you picked 2 spinners also. That's a big blunder. And the first 3 games, you picked 3 different spinners, leading to a point that Ashwin says that, no, I'm done, goodbye. I think that when you picked Washington Sundar for that Perth test, however good he was, that messed with the minds of the Indian playing 11 and the coaching team also. Now
But
that you now that you won that Perth test, you thought, okay, let me keep this lineup. Let me keep Washington Sundar, Nitish Reddy, and my other 2 pacers or 3 pacers, and that I think essentially led to the downfall of selection calls.
No,
But
they
Adelaide,
dropped-
Ashwin played.
but
In
they dropped-
Adelaide, Ashwin played. Yeah, that's what. So that was based on Ashwin's record with the pink ball. And apparently Rohit's convincing of Ashwin that, bhai, you have to play. Ashwin did not bowl badly in that test match. He was not supposed to bowl well also with that kind of a deck. But then he gets dropped for the next test match in Brisbane.
Like he pointed
It's
out,
just
Kinshuk,
confusing for
it's
me.
more about not picking the bowlers based on their strengths. It was picking the bowlers to mask the batting weakness.
It was like that.
Like if a pacer who could have batted, like say with Washington Sundar's ability, if someone like probably Bhuvneshwar Kumar was there, probably they would have picked him.
India wanted Pat Cummins only in their team.
Of course, they
Pacer
did.
with a batting ability will give you 40 runs every innings.
Exactly.
That is exactly what
See
they
how
wanted.
you select bowlers. Can you score 40? Come into the team. That's how it looked.
Yeah.
That's how it looked. That's
And
what-
that is also one of the reasons I think Harshit Rana was picked in the first place.
Yeah,
because he
absolutely.
has a first class century. Harshit Rana ahead of Mukesh Kumar is one of the most bizarre calls I've seen.
Mukesh Kumar, was he in the squad? Was he?
No, he was in the
18-man squad?
reserves.
Of course.
And he did very well with that India squad.
Yeah. Prasidh also did well there, but I don't know why.
No,
they waited
Prasidh did
until
not
five.
do well. I don't know why people say this. I guess like it is about watching the game and not watching the game. Prasidh did pick 4 wickets. All of them were banked short on a pink ball game. And if an Australian middle order, the young middle order, they tried to pull him and got out in the deep. It was one of the most awful performances of bowling I've seen on this tour. Prasidh did not bowl well at all. They picked him for some bizarre reason in Sydney once again. And
Bizarre reason to nahi. They didn't have Akashdeep.
You
there
had
there was
Harshit,
some
right?
niggle with Harshit.
You
what
had
was
Harshit.
reported.
No, Harshit, I don't remember having a niggle. Akashdeep definitely had. But what does he do? When you are defending 162, 3-5 wides have been given in the first 2 overs.
Yeah.
That's what happened, right? That's where the game went away. If
I
there
think-
was a
I
game
think-
at all.
I think they kind of resigned. They felt like how we felt without Bumrah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be coming from the dressing room though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the fight?
Yeah. And what about the handling of Bumrah, Saurabh? Like, he played like how many tests? 9 tests out of the 10 in the 2024-25 season.
Yes.
We were all wondering why he was playing the 2 tests against
Yeah.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And then you thought you will win the first 2 tests against New Zealand. And then
Yeah.
that New Zealand series defeat kind of altered a lot of plans for India.
Yeah.
Among which the chief is, Bumrah's injury. But I want to ask you both one question. Like, yes, we have been talking about the next captain. Rohit Sharma said people have to earn it. Can you afford to have Bumrah as your test captain, considering his workloads? Like, can he play 10 tests in a season? Or do you want Virat Kohli to steer you throughout the year? Is that why you would probably have Virat Kohli in your side as a non-playing captain like how they have in tennis? Hopefully that changes. I wish it changes. But as of now, it looked like he was a non-playing captain in the Sydney test. Poked at one and then kind of kept the motivation high, made some good calls. Even in Melbourne, he was seen making calls. But can we afford to have Bumrah as a captain, test captain, permanent test captain in a full season? or do you want to have backups there, or will having backups affect the stability of the team? Like, it's different to two people thinking about the same thing, with a head coach who himself probably is not at his peak when it comes to Test cricket. Can you afford to have Bumrah as your full-time Test captain?
Definitely. Now, Bumrah and the team management have to sit together and decide what is going to be the priority. Because you can't play IPL, you can't play a bilateral T20I series, you can't play a bilateral ODI series and then expect Bumrah to play the entire Test season. No.
IPL though is a given, he will play it.
Yeah, that is the call that they have to make. I'm nobody to take that call. But I believe Bumrah should be made a Test captain. Why? Because he's the best performer in your team, and the best performer in your team. Plus, his understanding of the game is very astute.
Yeah.
Fine. So he can make those calls. First thing. Second thing, you should have a vice captain with him who can take over when Bumrah wants to rest.
Is that going to be a designated vice captain, or how India do it? Like,
No.
some series you don't have, some series you
So
have.
the best thing about that Virat Kohli Shastri was that Rahane used to be the vice captain.
Yes.
Rahane used to be vice captain. So when Virat was not there for the Australia series, it was Shastri and Rahane. So there were the calls when because Rahane, when he was the captain of the side, he knew what Virat would have done. And with his own tactical acumen, he made those decisions with sitting with Ravi Shastri.
You remember Dharamsala 2017?
Yeah.
That was Anil Kumble.
So your leadership group has to be defined. You can't make changes in that. You have to have a fixed vice captain, a fixed captain, and a coach who understands what to speak, when to speak, and what decisions to make. Because
So who do you see as the vice captain option in this?
Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant has to be your vice captain. Bumrah as your captain.
Yeah.
And then Gambhir, if he can be the Test coach, or bring someone like Lakshman.
So
Someone
you are suggesting split coaching for India?
I have said it.
If
After
there
that,
is split captaincy, may as well split coaching.
Yeah. You have Suryakumar Yadav captaining in the T20Is. Rohit Sharma might lead in Champions Trophy, might not lead. We have to see that. The squad will come.
He should lead probably.
Yeah, obviously he should lead. And then you have a Rohit Sharma in Test captaincy.
Yeah.
So if you can have different captains for different formats, why not have different coaches? You should go for it. And Bumrah has to be, and you know what, I believe, I have this point to make. This Indian setup, Rohit, for Dravid also for that matter, and for Gambhir also. You know, you sideline experienced Indian pacers. You just sideline them. The likes of Umesh Yadav, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. You could have carried them. Their experience would have helped you.
Yeah, but we never did that with Polar Saurabh.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah.
Ishant Sharma played 100 test matches. He's still not retired. Did he get a farewell test? No.
No, unless you're Ashish Nehra, you won't get.
Yeah, Ashish Nehra got a farewell T20I.
Yeah.
After playing for Chennai Super
So
Kings.
these are the things that you have to make with. Because, you know, when Dhoni carried that limited overs team, he had the mix of experienced players who were performing, who were ready to put in the hard yards.
Yeah.
So
Are you
here
talking
also,
about the 2011-10 era?
yeah. So you can't expect the likes of Akashdeep, Siraj, and Prasidh Krishna to lead a bowling attack when Bumrah is out. You need an experienced player there.
But you won the Brisbane Test with Natarajan and Siraj.
Yeah.
One off.
No, not one off. Because you had a captain like Ajinkya Rahane. And then you had Ravi Shastri as the coach. So the leadership group matters a lot. That is a very important thing.
So two things Saurabh has suggested here. Have Gautam Gambhir removed from the Test team as head coach. And then set a definitive leadership group. Like say have Bumrah and Pant in there.
Yeah.
Kingshuk, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think Bumrah does captain because again I'm about hierarchy that if a transition's happening, let that happen. There was a reason
At
that
what
he chose
cost
Bumrah.
though? Should he probably not play T20Is? Should he not play ODIs?
So that's essentially the question. Don't play random bilateral T20Is. It doesn't make sense. It's boring. You are not needed there. There are enough T20 specials. If IPL cannot give us a replacement where they are like half as good as Bumrah or equally as good as Bumrah, IPL has failed.
To be very fair, Arshdeep can do what Bumrah is doing. As in like pick up wickets and all that. Yeah, class.
Arshdeep is like the fastest 250 ever in the history of T20 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Tell me,
Yeah.
when did Bumrah last play a T20I?
World Cup?
After that, we have played so many series. Bumrah has not played it. You have won them, right?
Yeah.
So you have replacements.
But for major tournaments, you can bring back
Yeah,
Bumrah if
because
needed.
Bumrah is a bowler who knows what to do, when to do.
Yeah.
And he will play IPL, as you said.
And anyway, you don't play like 18 ODIs over the period of 4 months.
Yeah.
So that's completely fine. But I don't agree with the Rishabh Pant call.
Okay.
Too volatile.
Okay.
Too volatile.
But who will you have as your designated vice
So
captain?
what I thought was
Rahane,
that...
bring back Rahane.
Bring back Rahane. No,
Bring back
no,
Rahane.
no. So
Yeah.
what I thought was that didn't KL Rahul captain at one point?
Yeah.
So why did KL Rahul get removed from the position? I just don't get these things. So for me, if you think that KL Rahul your most technical batter in that lineup, which I think he is, he's been just shifted down and up and up and down, and that's why the performance gets affected. At least the mentality does.
Yeah.
For me, KL Rahul, fix him at an opening or fix him at 3 and just hand him the
or
vice
fix him at
captaincy.
number 6.
Or just fix him, right? Just fix him. That is my only thing. And then we can, these two are again 30-31. So after that cycle ends, 27 cycle ends,
KL is
you
not
will
31. KL is older than that is, I think.
No, I think KL is 31.
KL is a two.
KL is
see, okay, 31-32, Bumrah's 30, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So once that 2027 period is done, you can again look at grooming options. Somebody like Shubman Gill, Jaiswal would be 25, 27, 28, and you can have a look at them. Even Pant for that matter, he will be 29. You can have a look at them at that time. Right now, fix your 11 and fix your leadership group, which you won't have.
What do you actually? What do you think?
Same. I would go with Rishabh Pant. You talking about hierarchy and all that. You merit if you're rewarding performances for Bumrah, I think you should do the same.
Yeah,
with
KL
Rishabh
Rahul
Pant
role
also.
number 1 in hierarchy. Just saying.
That is
Reminding
a
you about that.
selector's
South
hierarchy.
Africa में captain किया ना KL
हाँ,
Rahul.
but
See,
you know,
I know KL Rahul, yeah, but he let him assure his place in the team. Yeah, it's very easy to say that, oh, I was moved up and down. Rahul Dravid did that for you. I'm not comparing
Was
Rahul Dravid's
KL
class.
Bar Jaiswal was KL Rahul your best batter in the series?
But
Australia.
if I have to see,
Recently.
it's not about being better in the pool of bad apples. If you really want to, he had a great opportunity to cement his place in the side. Just score runs. Yashasvi shut the noise around. He was involved in tiff with Mitchell Stark, and then the Australian media made him, they made it difficult for him. But he kind of showed that, okay, I'm here to score runs. I will score runs. Yeah, I'm not blaming KL Rahul for not scoring that many runs, but he had an opportunity to stand out from the rest. If you're that talented, if you have that much composure, have a 800, 600 run series.
But I think KL Rahul was like Akashdeep in this series. He looked very good till the point that he was there, but just did not score runs.
Of
no,
course,
that has been the case of KL Rahul's entire test career.
Kingshuk,
Yeah,
it's not
that
like
is the
KL
problem.
Rahul made his
That
debut
is the
last year
problem.
and then he
And
kind of.
true.
It's been like almost 10 years. 2014 Melbourne Test
Yeah.
was his debut. So if you're gonna cut him that much slack, I don't think. See, when it comes to captaincy, you need to reward performances, like you said. I think Rishabh Pant is the way to go.
And what about Gambhir as a test coach? Both of you.
Probably give him one more series, like England series. Yes, it's too early.
But then once England series is done, you will say that, oh, the next series is very close.
Exactly.
That is fine.
What
That is
will you
fine.
do?
But
So
England,
give us a realistic window of how long Gambhir can continue.
as a T20 coach and all that, I think
Test coach, I'm
he
talking
seems
about
to have the
just saying
plans
test
in
coach.
place.
We're talking about test coach.
England, give him England. Give him England. Tell him that probably this might be your litmus test. Help him also. Don't have this, selection muddles. Give him that much. Probably he wants his own coaches. He gets it. He wants his players. He gets it. So probably give him a couple of good. I don't know how do you want a CEO for this team? Like do you want a good? Probably I don't know how to fix this. He's gonna stick with the same Ryan Dendoshote, Mone Mokel. I'm not saying that they are bad, but
No, that I don't have a problem with. A coach should be surrounded by people
who
he thinks that they
the
can
same
lift him
happened
up.
with Ravi Shastri.
Right.
Yeah, people
Exactly.
questioned him when he wanted Bharat Tarun and all of them.
Yeah.
But I think Gambhir should get one more series. Like he should work during the IPL. Go and see a couple of county matches. Probably understand how it's happening because Gambhir himself didn't have a good record in England.
Yeah.
If he goes there and tells Virat you should play like this, if he plays that commentary gold.
If I quote Jeffrey Boycott,
No, I
Gambhir was a
think
rubbish batsman in England. Rubbish batsman in England.
Yeah, but
And with Gambhir, what my biggest problem is? It's not just about coaching. It's the way he addresses the problems. So when he comes out and he addresses a press conference, first of all, he does not address a lot of them. He said he had...
He only came because of the leak happened.
Yeah, two press conferences, one before the series, one before the last test matches.
yeah,
Fine.
and after the last test,
Both
match
of them, we don't drop players. We pick players. Fine. We are in very good state. We are just 2-1 down. This is a serious mentality issue for me. I'm sorry. I can't have an Indian coach talking like this ahead of in a test match. I can't have it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not, as Kingshuk said it earlier, you're not the head coach of Bangladesh or Pakistan cricket
Oh,
team.
we are back at referencing that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. This is the humble pie that you guys should eat.
I have eaten it. I agree with
that
you.
we are not Bangladesh and
Yeah.
our hope should be higher than a bilateral
Exactly,
series.
I agree. I have taken that
This
humble
was
pie.
not any bilateral series, King Shuk.
What a
This was
win.
not any bilateral series.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah,
your
I
passion
know.
was the
won.
border
My
Gavaskar.
team
I know.
lost.
Would you have not taken it 2-2?
Yeah, that would have meant retain the title and keep your hopes alive for the final.
Taking
That's
two
okay
to
with
the
me.
different thing. So when Ravi Shastri was asked before sitting test, he was sitting in the commentary box. What he says was, we made a lot of mistakes as MCG. Not very happy with whatever happened there. But looking at what is the scenario right now, I will say fine, go battle it out and win this test matches. That is how you address. So Gautam Gambhir could have said, I'm not very happy with whatever happened right now, but I take responsibility and my team will want to make sure that we go to India with the BGT. We don't let Australia take over.
Yeah. You might ask how many professionals in the real world can afford to say that, can have the guts to say that. But if you want to stand out from the rest, if you want to be the leader that you want to be, if you want to be, proven, if you want to prove yourself as one of the best head coach that India ever had, probably that was the right way to go.
By one of the best coach to chodo. Now we have lost 2 series.
Yeah.
To be a normal coach also you will have to be as forgotten as Duncan Fletcher also you have to do something. Fletcher won 2013 ICC trophy, right?
Yes.
When Gambhir was appointed, we said 30 dramas
Yeah.
or 3 ICC titles. Whichever happens first, that should be his tenure.
Yeah.
Dramas have started.
6 dramas have already happened.
And the first
And
ICC
how
tournament
many
is coming.
ICC titles?
The Test Championship is gone.
Yeah.
Champions Trophy is
At
here.
least you were winning bilateral series, Saurabh. You were winning
At home.
bilateral series at home. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Who's the next team that is coming to India to play a home series? England after that. Oh, England can be a little tricky with whatever they
No,
have
but
done.
I believe we can definitely beat them in T20Is.
Hmm.
ODI में देखना पड़ेगा
Yeah.
because Rohit and Virat might play.
I think is Jacob Bethel and Harry Brook coming?
I think they will.
I'll be very interested in watching Jacob Bethel.
I will be very interested.
I don't know how you both can think about limited overs cricket right now.
We have to. This is how Indian cricket fans
That's how the
have been.
calendar works, right? We move on. Yeah. As
I
simple
still
as that.
can't get past this border Gavaskar.
You know,
Sunil Gavaskar was asked about this question when he was talking about the Gautam Gambhir only. He said, I don't care about Champions Trophy. I don't care about IPL. He will be there in the commentary. But he said one right thing. I can't get over this. For me, Test cricket is everything.
You
तो
know,
उसके नाम में है ना.
Yeah, border
Gavaskar
Gavaskar.
छोड़ो.
you know what?
ना उसको ट्रॉफी के लिए
You know,
बुलाया,
I
ट्रॉफी
will
भी हार
be very
गया.
frank.
Yeah.
Indian fans or subcontinent fans, we are very shameless.
Hmm.
We'll cry.
Hmm.
The moment we see India का मैच है क्या, पाकिस्तान का मैच है क्या, पाकिस्तान fans के लिए, we will sit in front of TV with all our hopes tied up.
Hmm.
After that 19th November loss, how many of you said cricket is over for me? The cricket
Nah,
fan in my...
I didn't say that.
You said it. You said it. We all said it. And then we again were watching, and so this is how it happens.
At least, as
But-
journalists, we have to watch the.
But I
Indian
have a
series.
humble request to the Indian cricket management, the BCCI. Please take the right calls. Please don't let Indian cricket vanquish in the PRs of these star cricketers. Please don't let it.
BCCI president take some control.
Yeah.
That is what
BCCI
essentially.
president will be decided in the next few
BCCI
weeks.
president is still
President
there.
is exists.
Yeah,
Why?
Akshay-
See, that is the
Akshay
problem.
is the problem.
That's
BCCI
the problem.
secretary.
Yeah.
Secretary who's the operational one. So presidents have been, I don't know. But before we go, King Shuk, Saurabh, like how I looked either wrongly. Can a quick exercise, we have discussed so many predictions, all of it. You both have failed big time.
Yeah.
But can you give me playing 11 for the first test in England?
Playing 11 for the first England. Come on,
Yeah.
that's 6 months away.
That's how you look ahead.
Don't
So,
be Rohit
That
and
is what
Gambhir.
prediction.
Okay, so let me-
6 months away, I will take
So
a
let
call.
me
the
put
table
it
for the
this
test
way.
match.
Okay,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
Jaiswal and Gill to open for me.
Okay.
KL at number 3. Virat for the first test. As I said, he gets to get the first test. You ask me the first test. Okay. Then I'll have Rishabh Pant. Then I will have someone like Nitish Kumar Reddy. I will have Ravindra Jadeja. And then I will have the fast bowlers. Bumrah, Shami fit. I will
Shami
have
should be hopefully fit
if
by
not
then.
Shami, then Akashdeep,
Huh.
Siraj. And maybe we bring back someone like Bhuvneshwar. I don't know.
That's not going to happen.
So I want
Why don't you have Mukesh Kumar,
Ah,
who has done
Mukesh
well?
Kumar. Okay, Mukesh Kumar. This is going to be
A swing bowler should be there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Huh.
What about you, Kungshu?
Just a couple of changes in the lineup.
Yeah.
KL Rahul to open and Gill at 3.
Huh.
I don't like Jadeja. I don't want Jadeja. It's a useless pick.
So you'll pick Sundar.
जडेजा
मतलब
okay,
कोई भी एक
your
स्पिनर दे
opinion.
दो यार, मतलब कोई भी एक स्पिनर दे दो
तो
चलेगा
और यही
मेरे
दो
को।
खेल रहे हैं ना अब, या तो अक्षर को ले जाओ,
या तो अक्षर को ले जाओ,
हाँ।
अक्षर और कुलदीप फॉर मी,
ठीक है,
ठीक है,
but कुलदीप can't bat.
I don't care, he's not there to bat, he's there
Okay.
to bowl, he's a wrist spinner.
Okay.
And then fast bowling mein that's
What about the batting lineup? Where
Bumrah, that I completely agree, barring the change that I mentioned.
so you're not having Rohit, you're not having Virat.
No, I have Virat
Okay.
and I don't have Rohit.
Okay.
I am saying Rohit dropped.
And will Gambhir be there?
Gambhir is there.
Okay, fine.
Winning Champions Trophy.
What about
winning
you,
coach
Akshay?
will all
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
be
please,
there.
let's not do it.
See, one person has to win the battle of egos, right? It is a battle of egos.
Yeah, yeah.
The question is, the point is that we thought that it would be Gambhir versus Virat. It has happened, Gambhir versus Rohit.
Yeah.
Now one person has to win. Now traditionally, earlier captains used to win. I
Yeah.
don't think that Rohit is
Virat
at a
versus
point.
Kumble was a lesson.
Exactly.
But Virat
But at
was
that
young
time,
back
Virat
then.
was scoring runs.
And he was
Exactly.
young.
That is my point. I don't think that Rohit is in a position to win this one.
Yeah.
So Gambhir says
currency
Rohit
in
is
your
out.
bank is not.
What about
there.
you,
Yep.
Akshay? You're playing 11 for the England Test. When
See,
you was.
okay, Saurabh, I agree with you, but I would want Gill at number 3.
And who to open? KL.
KL Aldo.
Yashasvi and KL.
Yeah,
Okay.
Same.
That frees up a middle order spot for me.
Hmm.
Yashasvi, KL, Shubman, Virat.
Hmm.
Virat for all 5 tests for me.
Okay.
If provided he does, I don't know, somehow
Yeah, yeah,
finds
yeah,
a.
Home test
Somehow-
में superstar को drop नहीं कर सकते.
Yeah, somehow, no, I don't want to crack that joke.
Yeah. let's
Somehow
not do
he
it.
finds a way to, address his problem. And then at number 5, we have Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
At number 6, NKR, Ravindra Jadeja. And I just one change to your team. The extra fast bowler will be Ashdeep Singh for me.
Okay.
Just
fine.
fast track that guy.
Okay.
You have already tried him out in red ball cricket.
Hmm.
And you need a swing bowler, out and out swing bowler there. So get him, ask him to bowl those fuller lengths, not hit those good length areas. And work your way through that series. I think you need to plan from right now. You can't, yes, the Champions Trophy is there. But start planning.
So we
planning.
all have said Rohit will not play a test match for us again.
Hopefully. As in like, probably.
Jadeja or any.
Jadeja, he
Jadeja,
said
Jadeja.
Jadeja.
For me as a batter, you need Jadeja there.
Again,
And you
picking
don't
up on
need, and
secondary
I don't need
skills.
wrist spinners in England. I need control
Aksar.
to hold one end. Yeah, Aksar or Jadeja, whoever is in form and see, Aksar or Jadeja are interchangeable, right?
Aksar already.
Probably with a little bit more experience, Jadeja will click as a batter, but you can't
Jadeja will
discount.
be better. Akshay will click as a batter.
You can't discount Aksar's lack of experience. He has done enough with the bat.
He meant Aksar.
Yeah.
But he said Jadeja.
No, I'm saying Jadeja has a better experience of playing in England.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can't discount Aksar's skills for the lack of experience.
Jadeja's how old? 37, 38?
36, nah, same as Virat, 36.
Same as,
Virat's batch. Ashwin and Rohit are in the same batch. We have seen the last of Ashwin. But what if, as in like, I don't know, will you entirely rule Rohit Sharma out? But yeah, at the start of the new cycle.
But that's the prediction, right?
Yeah.
Might happen, might not happen.
Yeah. Like Rohit says, scores 100
So
in every
invariably, like how we got the
match.
BGT wrong, we will get this one wrong.
Get this wrong.
Yeah.
Fair.
Probably KL Rahul still not decided where he'll bat a day before the first
KL
test
Rahul
in
at 7.
Edgbaston. KL Rahul dropped for not scoring runs at quick pace in the IPL, which is bad news for Delhi Capitals. Though, Saurabh.
Delhi Capitals do not worry me right now. It is Indian cricket. I am Indian cricket fan first.
Yeah, in
Unlike
3
the-
weeks' time, let's see Saurabh's
3 months
face.
time, not 3 weeks.
3 months' time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on that note, it's been a very, very enjoyable series. Let's keep away the results once. Every test has been, going up and down. It was good to watch. I wish it had continued. I wish we had written the match report today, thinking about whatever happened. But yeah, we can ask our listeners and viewers about their feedback as well, as in like their thoughts on what happened, what went wrong for India and Border Gavaskar Trophy, and whether they see any positives at all, what they can take forward. And the big question, the big Virat Rohit question, and also Saurabh has thrown in that Gambhir question in whether India should go for split coaches. To send in your thoughts, please use 8588 966 996. You can WhatsApp us your thoughts. If you're watching us on YouTube, like we always say, please leave a comment. We'll be more than happy to learn your feedback. And if you're listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please do rate us. Thank you. Have a great week.